The rest of the lock, the sides of the lock, are going to be cut out with a big CNC. Just a quick breakdown of this. This is similar to the other one. What we have here is the gantry. This whole thing right here, it slides back and forth. It's controlled with the computer that's inside this tower here. To turn the power on, you turn that switch. So we need to come down here and plug in the air. If the air's not plugged in properly, it doesn't grab the bits. Takes a minute for it to warm up. With this right here, with that screen that says machine home not set. Just like on the other machine, we have to set the home. And to do that, we're going to take this controller right here, and there's a number of buttons on here. We'll get you familiar with them, but to set the home machine, all you do is hit this green button in this corner down here. Then you can't really see it that well, but that whole thing is moving to set its home position. It hits against some relays that are set up around that thing. So it's moving and it's doing its home position. And after it's done moving, it's going to come up. Hopefully, it's going to say stopped, which is right here. If it doesn't say that, please come get me and have me check it, because it should always say that after it's turned on first time. If it doesn't, and if you go ahead and use it, you'll mess it up. So please check that. Just like the other one, we need to measure and find the center of our piece of wood. This is 16, so I'm going to mark the center at 8 inches. It is 7 3/8. Half of 7 3/8 is 3 11/16. And if in doubt, double check it, go in the other direction. So there's my center point. And that's what I'm after. Okay, now I take this piece and I clamp it in the CNC. Now we've got this angle bracket here, and we have another one mounted down here. These go up against this stop right here, so they can't shift on us. This goes on here like this, tight into the corner, goes on like that. Bring this up tight and cinch it down. To be tight, no gaps around there. And that's a wrap. Now what we have to do is we have to home the machine. Now to do that, you see we've got this red light on, this red light on. We want to hit that one and that one, turn those off. And then I can hit the Y, and the Y will bring the entire carriage and I'm holding that button down the whole time I'm bringing it down. So I'm still holding this. I'm getting it down just in the ballpark. I hit the X to bring it across. Then we're going to come down, we're going to grab the centering post. Now, to mount that to the CNC, we have right here a button. That's the button you're going to push to open up the jaws inside the machine. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. So by pushing that button, I take this right here and I put it up underneath the spindle, and I hold it, push the button, and it'll grab it. You'll feel it grab, and it will be mounted in here really tight. I'm going to take these anti-dust things off here just in the process so we can see what's going on. Normally I like to leave these on because it does help contain the dust. So this is placed up into here. Now I'm going to move the cutter and center it on top of that mark there. Now keep in mind, this thing is very powerful. If you keep holding that down, it'll drive it right through your wood, down through the table. So now what I want to do is, I want to slow it down, so I'm going to hit this little button right here. It's got a turtle and a rabbit on it. I hit that, now the turtle is lit. When I move it, the movement of that head is substantially slower. And the goal is to center it right on your material. I'll bring it here with I see it here at the center. And if it's still going too fast, let me zoom out here. This knob right here will actually control it. I can slow that thing down extremely slow. And I just use the same X, Y, Z to adjust it. You want to take it just same kind of deal. You can put a piece of paper in there to check the thickness, or if you have a good eye, just look at it. Okay, I've got that centered right in the middle of my material. The next thing I'm going to do is come over here and I'm going to hit the escape key, or hit the F1 key, I'm sorry. F1, if I look right down there, setup. So I'm going to hit the F1 key. And I'm going to press it twice. Whoops. So what this is going to do, and as you look at this, it pops up over here. And you can see it says Y. So I can, if I hit the F key, I can cycle through the different X, Y, Z axes. Well, right now it's set on the X. If I want to zero that out, over here I've got an F10, which I can press. And if you look at it, all of a sudden the X up there is 0. I hit F1 again, hit F10, it's 0. F1 again, F10, and all the axes are now set for 0, 0, 0, which is our starting point for our cut. Hit escape on the keyboard 3 times. Now we are ready to run the file. We have to load the file. Okay, to load the file, we look right here, F2. So I hit F2, and that brings up the directory of the files that are on the computer. I use the arrow keys to just scroll over, and the one I'm going to highlight is lock sides. And I'm simply going to hit enter. Now if you look up here at the top, if you see the top, yeah, lock sides. I can hit F8 on the keyboard, and that's what it's cutting right there. That's our file. If I want to look at it in 3D, I just hit F1 and it draws it in 3D. Shows you the toolpath. Now, one thing I failed to mention at this point, when we use the rabbit key to slow it down. When you run the file, you've got to turn that rabbit key off or your file is going to run really slow. We just want this dial right here up at 100%. Do not push any of these emergency buttons. And our file, all we have to do is raise this thing out of here to get the cutter or the centering device out of the machine. So I'm just going to hit the Z up, Z positive, and raise it up. I reach here and grab this, push the green button, and that releases it. I put that back down in its holder. Okay, now we have all the files loaded. We have everything's set to go. The file, we've checked it out, we've zeroed it out, and based on that checklist, with those 3 items, if the material's in, it's marked, it's centered, file's loaded, we know it works, there's no reason we can't go ahead and start the file. So to start it, you come over here to this controller and hit the green button twice. Don't hit them too fast, just hit it twice, maybe a second apart, and it's now going to go get, it's going to go get the cutter to make this file. Okay, after it's done, it will park this, go back to and put the tool away and go to its home position. If you look up in this corner up here, it tells exactly how long the file took to cut out. 13 minutes and 21 seconds. Now you just come in, make sure you vacuum it up, clean up your mess. Release that and pull this out. And there is our sides all ready to go. And you have the same kind of deal. The back side, you get some feathering that from the cutter. And we just want to sand that off. Piece of cake. It makes a big difference in how it finishes up. Okay, just like we did on the tumblers, take flux sandpaper, sand it, clean up those feathered edges. And if you look at it, see the difference, how that's the clean edge here and you got these feathers, you want to clean those up. Okay, now we can use a chisel to cut these bridges off if we want, but an easier way is to turn it over like this. We have this router that has a small bearing in it. If you look at it, it's just a 1/4 inch router, and that small bearing right there, that rides against the material so it doesn't cut away what you're doing. Without that bearing, it'll cut your material up, so make sure that's not gone. Sometimes that wears out and we have to throw it away. See, that's cleaned that up a lot easier and faster. You can't use that on the skin tumblers because the bearing doesn't go that small. But for this, it works great. Okay, now most of these came out clean. Some of these smaller circles like that, we still have this little lip right here. That has to be taken off. So you get the sanding board and do that. Okay, you should be able to take all your lock pieces and put them in the baggie so you don't lose any of the parts. Make sure all the tabs are totally gone from every piece. Not only does the lock function better, it looks a lot better. And people look in here and they're kind of amazed, say, oh, that's cool, and it looks like crap. What does that mean? So take your time, clean up the edges, like we've done here. All sharp, clean edges. That's what we're after.